116.
116. Onward and upward. How are things?
You know what? I feel like the opening of the Muppet Show this week. You know, Kermit would go, how did he welcome everybody? Let's get ready for the show. And he would throw his arms around the time.
Yes.
And then right off, that was hysterical. I used to love the opening of the Muppet Show, you know? And of course, now we have our own opening. And so we're like, you and I are like Muppets, don't you think, to a degree?
Yes, I like it. Muppets of the Rocky Bubble.
We're like cute, adorable Muppets that aren't as filled with lint.
True. Very good. Very true.
You know, it's just one of those things. So we are episode 116.
116. Yes.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
good.
good. What was happening in 2016 with Mr. Stallone?
Mr. Stallone won the Golden Globe.
He did. Now, let me stop you there for a minute.
Okay.
A lot of people are probably going to know what this is, but I want to put a little riddle up first before you say the ugly word. Okay. I would like you to put up the numbers 3, 18, 5, 5, 4. Now, let's see in the chat if anyone can put this Da Vinci Kunda riddle.
Yes.
And what am I trying to say here? Because I will not say the damn word.
Kunda code.
This is crazy Kunda code for
greed.
Yes. Now, let's see if you brainiacs in the audience can figure out what the numbers mean in relation to the word that Stacy just said. So, yes.
I'll wash my mouth out.
Yes, exactly. Gonna dial a soap there. Bar dial. So, yes, Sly won a Golden Globe, but he lost the Oscar. And one of the things Stacy and I were talking about is if you want to feel what we all felt, if you forget the anger and the hatred towards the Academy, Stacy, can you put up Michael Rapaport's reaction to Sly losing the Oscars?
Yes, I'll put that here.
This may go down as the greatest reaction ever.
Mark Ryland. What the f*** is going on? You mother. You c***. Who the f*** is this? What the f*** is going on? Rocky, 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 Rocky.
What were you thinking when Sly lost that? Were you thinking he was going to win?
Of course I was. It was kind of like sometimes who's going to win at the Oscars is obvious. And to me, that was. Look, can you name who won? I can't. I don't even remember who won.
Mark Reliance for Bridge of Spies.
Okay.
See, I remember that because I was very angry at the guy and it pissed me off. He was only in Bridge of Spies for 10 minutes. You know, Stallone brought back the greatest character of all time. And here they they just snubbed them. And I knew, like Sue said that night, she said, why don't we have an Oscar party here at the house? We'll have people down, have people over. I said, well, first of all, we don't have any people in our lives. We have no friends. Everyone lives up in Scranton. I said, no, I said, I think Sly's going to lose. And she goes, really? I go, yeah, I just don't think they're going to let Sly win. I just don't think they're going to do it. I think for whatever reason, they feel he's not deserving of it, which is crazy because he should have had it for Rocky. He should have had it.
Without question. So I just remember sitting there sort of blank. Like I was speechless. I just was shaking my head. I was just looking at the floor like, seriously.
Pissed me off.
As I'm thinking about, does MGM, who runs the Oscars? Like, is MGM like a major contributor to the Oscars? You know how uncharitable they are to him.
Yeah.
Like it almost makes me wonder, what is their hand in the Oscar world? Like if I were to turn this into a rabbit hole situation.
No, I know. And that might be an interesting thing to take a look at. I can tell you this. In the past, I was part of a particular inner circle and I got a lot of inside information. And I can tell you in the past that MGM was very unkind to Rocky. I'm not going to say they were unkind to Sly. I'll say they were unkind to Rocky, and they still are unkind to Rocky. There are so many things strictly from a monetary point of view that they can make money on, just reissuing the DVD set with all these deleted scenes that are still out there from Rocky 2 through Balboa and the 2 dirty words, I guess the spinoff series there. So, there's so many deleted scenes that fans would easily pay double for reissuing of these DVDs, and maybe for the 50th anniversary they will. But I can tell you, in correspondence I've had with Sly has always spoken very kindly of MGM.
Okay.
I can say Sly has always taken the higher road in his personal conversations with me, and we don't go into deep things like that. Our thing is mostly always Rocky, but sometimes MGM comes into the conversation, and he's never once been off base. He's always been very kind. He's never stoked a fire with me with them.
Right. Well,
I don't like MGM, but whatever.
Well, how these decisions are made are still a mystery to me. So I don't think we're going to have a solution for why he didn't get it. But his speech, though, at the Golden Globes, which I would insert, but I can't because they'll take it down. But his acceptance speech at the Golden Globes was just
do you think
sweet? Yeah.
Do you think you can go back and edit this part and put in a picture of him and just record the audio of him in his speech?
It's the audio that'll kick us off.
It is the audio.
It's the audio.
Really?
Yeah. I can do a picture. I could play the speech without the sound.
Yeah.
But it's the sound that YouTube picks up. So
YouTube can suck it.
I know. There's that too. I don't think I'm going to edit any of this out.
Good. Hey, who was our guest in episode 16?
Miss Lisa Bradshaw, who's been with us twice now.
Right.
Episode 16 and episode 111. And this girl.
You know how on Saturday Night Live they give out jackets? Like once you get to 5 Timers Club, and then like John Goodman and Steve Martin have it for like 15 times. So they get these jackets with patches on it.
Right.
Maybe we should see what we have in the production value, and we should see the production budget, see if we can come up with some, I don't know.
Yes.
What could we afford, Stacy?
Not too much. You can afford more than me, so.
I don't know. What could we do? We'll get like patches, and they could sew them on a sweater or something.
That'd be fun.
That would be a little
Christmas ornaments with the Rocky Files on it or something like that. But
okay, now you're talking.
Anyway, Lisa Bradshaw possesses all the things, and there's really nothing this lovely lady has not faced in her life. And she's a massive Rocky fan, and
she is.
In 2 episodes with us, she talks about that. And I know you're close with Lisa.
Yeah, I am. I really think the world of her. She's a tough individual. She's about as tough as they come. She's like granite, and she's taken everything in her life and turned it around and made it work for her, while still having to go through an unfair amount of grieving at too young of an age. So, Lisa, we love you, we adore you, and can't wait to have you back on in the future.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. I have something that was given to me a few weeks ago. I put a post up on Instagram. Now, there's this very famous picture. The moment Rocky 3, Adrian and Rocky on the beach, she confronts him about his fear. And if you notice, I sent Stacy a close-up of the shoes, the sneakers Rocky's wearing. Okay. You see them? They're nice and clean, and they have the way the black is, and there's like a little squirrely thing where the laces go. The black is kind of, it weaves. Yeah. Okay, here it is. It's the 2312 Eagle nylon version. This is what Sly's wearing on the beach, okay? Nice. It took me forever to track these down. Now, online, I am friends with Kristen Mehta. I hope I'm saying her last name.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know Kristen.
Yeah, yes. Really
lovely lady.
Generous individual. Anyways, she had a connection, and she said, you know what, Mike, I may be able to score a pair of these for you. And so here we are. Unbelievable. I mean, I could not get over it.
Hold on. Let me, we have to switch us. I just want to make you.
There we go.
Your frame bigger. There. Nice.
There we go. It's really, I could not believe it. On the back, the Nikes. These are well worn, beat up, but they I'm just gonna put some laces in them and hang them here and just for decoration. But they happen to be my size, 10.5. So I thought, unbelievable.
Perfect.
I did try them on as soon as I got them too.
I bet you did. Hey, I like that they're a little worn. It makes them more authentic.
I know. And so I'm just very grateful for that, because these are one of the most difficult things, memorabilia to come by. And
right.
So there you go.
Okay. So we had a big Sunday, right?
We did have a big Sunday.
Yes.
What was Sunday? Sunday was the premiere of
Tulsa King. Oh, I loved it. I was like, okay, so here's my example. I love Big Bang Theory. I'm a Big Bang Theory addict. And the difference between season 1 and season 2 is like, when you have a new series, people are kind of settling in, you're learning their character, you're building the storyline. But then by the time season 2 comes along, everybody's settled in. Yeah. And I don't know, that's what I felt when I was watching it. I loved the dialogue. I loved the pace. And to have Neil McDonough, the guy with the blue eyes, come in, he can be badass. He was over in Yellowstone.
Yeah, he was in Minority Report. He was the bad guy in Yellowstone. That's right.
Yeah.
You know about Neil McDonough? He's an interesting study in human relations, because this guy in his contracts has refused to have any type of a sex scene with anyone. Because of his marriage, right? And this is a very rare thing in Hollywood. I mean, how many actors refuse this, right? They don't. And I don't know that Neil McDonough is on the level that he could command that. Like, and I don't mean to say, I'm not being disparaging of the guy. He's a very good actor, but I didn't know he had that kind of punch in Hollywood. They could say, hey, you want me? Yeah, no sex scenes.
Right.
Sorry. Or if you do, you got to get a butt double or something, whatever, a sex double,
Yes. I understand.
So I found that very, very admirable. It's just something you don't see. But anyways, yeah, he was pretty frosty at the party that Dwight brings the boys to.
Right. And, Dwight Manfredi is not someone you want to be enemies with. So, I mean, he's got some cojones, as they say.
We're gonna see what Dwight and the boys bring along,
right? So,
but I'm making a little thing here. I'm surmising. What's the little guy, Benny? From he was on The Sopranos also.
Armand.
Armand. I think he's going to be a turncoat.
Kevin and I just said this. He is going to, Chicky's going to get him.
Chicky,
yeah, for sure, because Goody defected.
Right.
That surprised me. I was like, oh.
I know.
A really cool thing. So Joe Oropeza sent us this. Okay, I loved this. He sent this to me just this morning. You know how there's the Rocky references in Barbie?
Oh, yeah.
Did you pick up the Barbie reference in episode 1 of season 2?
I'm going to go ahead and tell you I did not.
Okay. I was like, what a cool catch. So this is from Joe from episode 18. See the bottom left-hand corner.
I gotcha.
Okay. So when they were, suiting up to get ready for this event, they kept trying on different types of suits and stuff. And I loved how Stallone sort of made sure this was in there, because Ryan Gosling wanted the Rocky references in Barbie. So they sort of returned the favor. So Joe Oropeza, episode 18. Thank you for sending me this. I was like, wow, cool.
Joe and or Stacy, you should both post that and let Ryan Gosling tag him in it and let him know, because he may not know.
Right.
Although he's a big Sly fan. So he's probably watching Tulsa King.
He's probably watching. Yeah, I hope so. But that was a cool catch. So thank you for that. So
well, Stacy, this has been a great Rocky Files. I'm going to go take a nap. I'll catch you guys later.
No, you're not, because
we have a guest.
We do.
Who's at the door?
Mr. Matthias from Germany. Matthias, I'm going to let you say your last name for us. Welcome. How are you?
Hi, together.
Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, Matt, can you hear us?
Yes.
Very good. Matt, how do we say your last name correctly?
Beier.
Beier. Okay. Beier? Beier.
Yes.
Gotcha. I hate mispronouncing people's last names because I know people butcher my name. So, Matt, what is it about the character of Rocky that has inspired you so much, specifically in your art?
I love the way he brings people together. He motivates people. Mm-hmm. And he uses the character of Rocky to motivate people. And for me, I have the tool in my art.
Yes.
And that's the way to bring the people together.
Yes.
Agreed.
Love that.
Now, go ahead, Stacy.
I was going to say, I do have some of his artwork here. Was there something you wanted to start with? Is there something you wanted to show? Because you have many things, beautiful art that you sent me. Mm-hmm.
We can start from the beginning, 1986. Mm-hmm. I sent you a picture.
Oh, yes. Hold on. This I love.
Nice.
This is wonderful. I love that. And then the other young picture you sent me was here.
Yeah.
Yes. With the boxing glove, he's ready to go.
The young stallion.
So tell us, how were you first introduced to Rocky? How did this first come on your radar?
Well, it was 1986, the time around. Mm-hmm. And I was in my room with my brother. Mm-hmm. And I saw a TV commercial from Rocky 3. And I saw that TV commercial and I was blowing away.
Right.
Saw these larger than life characters. And from that day on, it happens.
Oh, wow.
It just, a switch goes off in your brain.
Right.
I was 6 years old and I thought, wow. Simply wow. What, this larger than life character, Hulk Hogan, Mr. T.
Yes.
And Rocky. And from that start on, he's in my life.
Yep.
Would you say Rocky 3 is your favorite one of all the Rockies, or do you just appreciate them equally?
My favorite is Rocky 2.
Rocky 2. Oh, nice.
What is it about Rocky 2 that you like?
Well, this is for me, it's one of the best sequels in the series. I like it.
I got you. A lot of people love the perseverance that Rocky has and the fact that he's now fighting for something bigger than himself. He's fighting for his family. He's fighting for the title. So I'm really glad that you did say Rocky 2. Stacy, what else do we have of Matt's from his archives?
Yes. So with that, I'm going to show off this beautiful.
Now, I love this one. Now, this is something that I find incredibly beautiful, and it's hanging right over my shoulder. You can see it. This, I think, is one of the greatest takes on this moment. It really, really is something different with something a little special written on it. And Matt, you put your own special touch on it. Could you just talk a little bit about this particular painting and why you chose to do it the way you did?
Well, I thought I was many times I thought, how can I represent Rocky in my way, in my art? Mm-hmm. And I like this victory.
Yes.
In this, no, he's over the top at that time.
Yes.
Right.
And then I like the way in my art that I bring some text on it. Mm-hmm. Like the way I did in this painting.
Oh, the text. Yeah. And the writing that you did here. I like that. That was beautiful.
Going in there one more round where you don't think you can. It's what makes all the difference. Yeah. I mean, this is fantastic.
So it motivates.
Yeah.
It's motivating, not only the picture itself, mm-hmm. but this is my kind of art. That's why, because I love to make just not only art without the text.
Right.
Gotcha. Well, it brings that extra layer, and it brings a lot more information, adding all those pieces in. I loved how you sent a few progress photos of, how you sketch it first and then you bring in the shadows. So this is where I don't have an artistic brain. Like
This is the
where,
beginning.
yeah, that's
the
the beginning.
Yeah.
And then the shading. Now I've watched all sorts of things with shading and how a painting progresses. And it's so funny how it doesn't make sense at first. As you're watching a painting progress, you're like, how do we start here and then get all the way there? But then as you watch it how they speed lapse that process. I'm like, oh, and then you watch it come together. This is like that to me because
Well, for this painting, for this painting, it takes nearly 3 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because this is it's a great journey for me as an artist, but where you have an idea, but you will never know how it turns out and how it look at the end.
Right. So this is almost an unveiling to yourself because you have an idea of where you want to go. Now, when you get the initial idea, while you're painting and drawing and going through it, does that change or alter from your original concept?
Yes, and that's interesting when you start the painting. It's you will never know how it will end.
Right.
And this is interesting for me as an artist. When you have the idea, but in certain ways you don't know how it looks at the end.
Yeah. And then you sit back and you're like, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good. Well,
that's very good.
You lived that, Mike. You know what that is, because
of course. And you know, Matt, what is the medium you use? Is it oils? Is it acrylic? What is it?
Acrylic.
Acrylic. Yeah, that's what I always use too. Oils. I liked it drying faster, and I forget why. Because I haven't painted in many, many years, but I remember that was my preferred choice. I think I was too indecisive, and oils allow you to change it because they take forever to dry. So I think that was one of the reasons I didn't want to go with oils. Stacy, what else do we have? We have some more of it, Matt's art. Wow, now that's sharp. That is very sharp.
Yeah, this was an idea from you, Mike. As you told me, he's in the restaurant. And behind the picture of Adrian.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it. I like it very much. But it's a sketch.
Oh, I got you. Have you completed the sketch, or is this the beginning phase?
This is the beginning.
Okay, very good. Very good. Yeah, I'm excited to see this. Oh, look at this. Now that's sharp.
You see also the text.
Yeah. What is the okay? I see it is. Look at that. Okay.
This is from Rocky Balboa. The picture he's on the ground is from Rocky 3.
Of course. But
I thought he's at the bottom. And and it fits perfect when I use his quote from Rocky Balboa. So did you see?
Absolutely. I see on both sides. That's absolutely very interesting. Now, it looks like you don't just paint. It looks like you've written on something brown and then put it on to the picture.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. I like that. It's a layered look. I like that.
Thank you.
Very good.
Yeah, this is I like the color.
Yeah, the color.
You see the chest, it's like 3D.
Very much so. Very much so. Oh, I know who this is. Mighty Mick. Look at this. Yeah. So now when you decide to do the Mighty Mick one, where does that concept come from? You just think about it. It's on the back burner in your brain. Was it something you always wanted to work on?
Well, we all know the original picture of Mickey, but my idea was that it looks like a flyer from the fight. I mean, I have it here. Hold on.
Sure. Okay.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
I like that.
But it's not done yet.
Right. No, I love that. I think that's fantastic.
Let's see. This was beautiful. I mean, I spent a lot of time looking at all this art.
Yeah, this one is pretty amazing. I love this. I mean, this is absolutely. I mean, look at Spider Rico going through the ropes, and you just know Rocky's being in business. I love it.
Some close-ups.
Yeah, you see, that's great.
The detail is beautiful. Mm-hmm.
I feel like the visceral feeling of blood being exploded in the background.
Right? That's true.
Well, what I like in this picture is, and we all know the Rocky pictures from Drago versus Rocky, and I thought Rocky versus Spider Rico, who done that before? I mean, there are a lot of pictures from that fight, but I thought to bring it at a different angle.
Right.
Yes. Something we don't see. Yeah.
Very few artists do that. A lot of people, they will reproduce a painting from a picture, and nothing wrong with that. That's totally fine. I mean, that's what I do when I used to paint. But I think when you have that artistic brain where you can take what we see and just alter it a little bit, it's a brand new angle, and you breathe new life into a moment, and you should be very proud of that. Yeah.
I love these two, how you bring your own image in with these two. These are, I think, the first two you sent me, which were just very cool.
Nice.
Love these.
Yeah, this was my profile picture on Instagram.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, these are great
photos. I wish my profile picture looked as handsome as yours.
He's a handsome guy. Yes,
Jesus.
Absolutely.
Next to him, I look like Oscar the Grouch. A cookie monster. Jesus. Oh, I like that. Now, this is what from Balboa, if I remember.
Yes.
Yeah, that looks good. That looks very good.
Who's this little guy?
This is my dad.
Oh, really?
It's your dad.
When you were 6 years old, yes.
Oh, I love that.
That is nice.
And this?
Yeah, I like that. This is my very best friend.
Oh, okay.
And you see the difference from Rocky or the other picture before the painting. It's the style. Yeah, you see the style is different. It's different.
Okay. Now, are you a self-taught artist, or have you gone to school? Did you take classes?
I study art.
Oh, you studied art. Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Wow. You know, when we talk to our guests, we like to grill them a little bit about their favorite parts, favorite characters, favorite quotes, favorite scenes. Like, what is in all the if we go from original Rocky to Rocky Balboa, give me like some of your most favorite scenes, something that really motivates you, that pulls you out of a bad mood, or pulls you out of a day where you're feeling discouraged. What sort of scenes really meant something to you over all these years?
Well, I love Rocky too, but I like Rocky for the training montage.
Yes.
It hits me every time.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. Then I'm in a good mood. I know, Mike, you don't like Rocky 4 that much. I know. I heard that before.
He loves them all.
I do. Matt, here's the thing. I don't know if you ever heard my comparison, but I see Rocky 4. Okay, if you have 6 children, Rocky 1 through Balboa.
Yes.
My 4th child would be the one that steals the keys to the car at 15, that illegally drinks beer, gets caught by the police, but it's the same kid that does not have to be told to go and cut the lawn of the old neighbor, shovel the snow for people to help them. So there are 2 things there. So I love Rocky 4, but I'm a Rocky 1, 2 Balboa guy.
Right.
But in my defense, Sly would like to. That's why Sly re-edited Rocky 4. He had some issues with it too. So I'll leave it at that.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe we will see a new version of Rocky 5. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's something he would really like to do. I mean, it takes time and money, but he would love to really kind of commit to something like that. He said that numerous times. And I think, Matt and Stacy, I think that this is probably the most aligned fans are with their disappointment with a Rocky movie in the franchise. Most will probably say Rocky 5, right?
Right. I think so.
Well, I love Rocky 5. I mean, without Rocky 5, that would be Rocky Balboa would not work.
Correct. I wholeheartedly agree. And I think more people should think that way. But, Matt, not everyone's going to have big brains like you and me.
When you were a kid, I find it interesting. Remember, we had Raminder Yadav on, and he's from India. And so he was a Rocky fan as a young man. But in India, he was the only one. Like, Rocky wasn't as, universal in his upbringing in India. When you were a child in Germany, were there lots of Rocky fans, or were you the only one? And people were like, what are you so excited about? I'm just curious what Rocky was like in and around you when you were a kid.
Well, it was the 80s, and Rocky was everywhere a hit.
Right. Okay.
And in my family, everything loves Rocky, because this was his he was on top of his career with Rocky 4.
Right.
Exactly. So you was cool when you was a Rocky fan.
Yeah. I got it. And that is true here too.
It is. You just had to be careful how far you took it in the States. They would throw tomatoes at you.
Do you find that your friends and family support how big of a fan you are of Rocky, or do they tease you, or do they support you? Because everybody gets something a little different.
No, they love it.
Good.
My dad was also a boxer. In his youth.
Nice.
Yeah, and especially my dad was. I had everything from Rocky in my childhood.
Oh, how nice!
And they support me with everything, merchandise.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was cool. A great time.
Yes.
Would you watch Rocky with your dad? Your parents?
Sure.
Of course,
sure.
Right? Yeah.
We saw Rocky Balboa together. I mean, it's like it's a feeling like you see an old friend again.
Yes.
When you watch Rocky 3. Rocky Balboa.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And this is great. I mean, my parents know him since the 70s.
Yes.
I'm a big fan. Then comes Rocky Balboa. Mm. It was like an old family member.
Right. Exactly.
If you say so.
Yeah, totally.
It's awesome.
Yeah, well, Rocky is part of a lot of family memories, fathers and sons and moms and daughters. I mean, I think you said at the beginning how Rocky brings everything together. He unifies, which is very true. I mean, to think of the diversity that we have just among our fan base, Rocky unifies all of us, because that is one thing we all have in common is what Rocky's taught us over the years, over a lifetime, and at different chapters in our life. So, yeah, I love that.
Well, I'm living a good life because of Rocky. Maybe because of his attitude.
Right.
The character of Rocky.
Oh my God. I think they should teach the Rocky philosophy in school.
Yes.
I mean, I took a year of trigonometry and I don't use it once. But I live the Rocky philosophy as best I can. So I don't know. Maybe Matt and us here in the States, we can get together and we can spread the word in the school systems, and we can let them know, teach Rocky. Stacy, before we let Matt enjoy the rest of his evening, what else? Have we missed any of his pictures that he sent in? Have you missed anything so far?
No, I don't think so. Did I miss something? Go ahead. Did I miss anything?
I sent you one with the background. This one here, right?
This one
here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see the red background here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did that background 1997.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah. Because I have a lot of painting sketches, but to that time I didn't know what I have to do with it. And as I saw that, and I thought maybe this is a good one for Rocky. So the background is from 1997.
And then, okay. And then all of a sudden you saw Rocky as part of that background all those years later.
Yes.
That's really neat. It sort of morphed. It needed to age before you knew how to what to do with it. Right. That's kind of cool.
And it turns out great. I mean, you see, Mike, you posted it on Instagram, but you see the head is different. His face is different.
Oh, his face is a little different. Okay.
You notice that?
Yeah. Okay.
Because I was not happy with the first face of Rocky, so I changed it. I changed it 4 times.
Oh wow!
Really? That's
4 times. 4 times.
This is acrylic as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, neat. Yes, I have that one.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, we have that one up. We really like that angle and the words written on either side of it. There you go.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, we have that one here. Love that. Oh, look at that. Oh, beautiful.
That is sharp. It really is. I love how Spider Rico comes out of the frame, out of the actual painting.
Yeah.
Yes, that's clever.
I do like that. I do like that. Now, Matt, I don't know if you realize this, but we like to ask 2 questions before we let you get out of here. So, if you could go back in time and tell yourself when you were 11 years old, what would you say to yourself if you could go back in time at 11 years old?
Just be yourself. Don't be afraid to try new things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because it's good to fail because you grow up in failing.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Because as a kid, I was very insecure.
Mm-hmm.
I was shy.
Mm-hmm.
But that's part of the process.
Right.
Yeah.
To become a good person, an adult.
Right.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. Life is a process. Mm-hmm. Now, Matt, let me ask you this one last question. You find yourself in an elevator with Sylvester Stallone, and you've got 30 seconds between floors. What do you say to him?
Well, I would say to him, thank you for the character of Rocky. But I would also ask him something.
Okay.
And I would ask him if he even realized what he created with Rocky, because for many childs, especially in the 70s and 80s, he was a father figure for the kids.
Yeah.
And I would ask him, I thought, if he even aware of the strong influence he has.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a good question. Is he aware of the influence he has on people? Yeah. That's a great question.
Yeah. This is something I would ask him.
And plus it's what we call an open-ended question. So that would make it's not just yes or no.
Yeah.
He would open up a dialogue. Then you hit the pause button on the elevator, and now you're in the elevator for 5 minutes with him.
Yeah.
So your question evolved. It would.
You know, Mike, that's something you yourself. I mean, you speak with him, you message with him. If you had to answer that for Matt on Sly's behalf, like, what do you think he understands about that?
He is extremely aware. And over the years, the stories that he has been fortunate enough to hear from fans around the world, from the Pope, presidents, kings, queens. This is something he does not take lightly. This is something that he wears as a badge of honor. And to one degree or another, Sly has said things like that to me in short messages over the years. And it's a beautiful thing. And I think that question you ask him, I think he would give you a very coherent, fairly lengthy answer. So start hanging out in buildings with elevators, and we'll let you know when Sly's in Germany.
When he shows up.
Exactly. Matt, listen, we want to thank you so very much for your time. We know it's a little later at night. Please go enjoy the rest of your evening. And until we see you again, my friend, we always say on the Rocky Files,
you will
keep punching.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Very welcome.
Bye, Matt. You see, here's a guy who has a connection, who understands a little more philosophically than maybe some other people that we've had on the show. And I don't know. I just I love his art. It's different.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. And I think it's something that I'm glad I have. He gave me this one right here. He gave me that as a gift.
I know.
He had sent that to me, and I took, as you know, I went recently through a divorce of sorts with my art program here.
A little change of course.
A little change, and I needed something. It was a little stale, and there was a bit of a stench, and so I needed something new. And Matt's work is new, so
right.
I'm very grateful for that. So thanks, buddy.
And thank you, Matt. He's sweet. He has a softness about him. You can feel how much it means to him, and the way he expresses is very soft and sweet and sincere, but he sort of yells his emotions and how much it means to him in those paintings, all that color and the way he captures the emotion of a scene. It's beautiful. So Matt, thank you so much. And, I just love that we have people wanting to come on this little podcast from all over the world. It's so neat to me when we have somebody that far away who's excited to come on and talk to us. So thank you very much. I
would agree. Stacy, we did not ask you what's going on with you in the opening of the show. What's happening with you?
Well, I do actually have a few little pictures here. My parents, they're so cute. This is my life right now, you guys. And I just, their care is really the primary thing. I got sassed. I will say this, and it's done, but I got sassed for not getting back to somebody quickly. And I had to say, look, my parents' care comes first. And that's it. And so if I don't get back to somebody when they DM me, I am asking you to remind me, because my memory is just lousy right now. Yeah. So please just message me again. Hey, checking in, didn't hear back from you. But this particular response was really sassy, and I had to bite back a little bit, and that's not my style. But my parents come first, and then I will get to my social media when I can, which is not as much as it was, and I am very aware of that. But I just wanted to show my mom arriving home. So here's my mom and dad, and we sat her down. I'm like, Dad's waited 11 weeks, and then here they are on the couch. And
that's fantastic. Is mom wearing yoga pants?
She is in, these are like fleecy little, she gets cold very easy. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So these are like little fleece with a floral print on them. Right. But she's like ready to walk the runway at all times. This is not your average 82-year-old woman. She loves fashion, and she's just not 82. There's nothing 82 about her at all.
I gotcha.
And then here they are sitting outside in the sun. Mom's like, oh, the sun. So that's what I'm doing, just taking care of them. And I feel blessed to do so. And they're sweet. The way, they hold each other's hand, and Dad's just so happy. And so, And now, we worry about Dad. Dad talks about how tired he is. And that makes me a little sad sometimes, because I think maybe I don't know, but sometimes I get a little feeling he's winding down a little. Yeah. So he's 89. So we'll see what the next few months brings. But I know he's very relieved that Mom's home. But thank you for asking. That was very sweet. But right now, that story doesn't change.
I hear you.
Senior care.
I hear you.
So,
well, Stacy, listen, if people want to follow you and they want to check you out and see what's happening, and they want to yell at you for not getting back at them, right. Where can people yell at you?
They can yell at me at Had Me at Yo on Instagram, as well as the Rocky Files, and also on Facebook. We're at the Rocky Files podcast on Facebook. But I should probably stop saying that, because I really don't monitor Facebook. If people want to really hear from me, stick to Instagram. And Michael, what about you?
Well, Instagram is where it's happening. So
Yeah.
a few years ago, a guy by the name of Jimmy Toscano, he got together with me and a few other lunatics and made a little documentary about my life called The Pretender. Yes. The dream is real. So it's on Amazon Prime, Peacock Television, Tubi Television. It's everywhere but Netflix because, well, Netflix missed the boat. Anyways, so you can check that out. You can follow me at the Yo Philly Film Tour and on Instagram and cue the Rocky Music. So it is not a bad little read. It's a
cute. Great read. It's so good.
It's not bad. I've been going back through it again. I hadn't reread it. I never had the intention of sales. That was never my thought process. And so now I'm coming around to it. I'm like, you do have a mortgage, Mike. So you got this book. Why don't you keep plugging it a little bit more? So anyways, that's where we're at. Where are you at? If you're watching, right in the little thread there. How can we get in touch with all of yous?
Yes.
Anyways, Stacy, are we going to be here next week?
We are.
We are next week.
I am still finalizing the guest, but we are supposedly here next week. So we'll see.
We will get it done. Stacy will get it done by, when I say we, Stacy. She is the heart and the soul of the little train that could. So, Stacy, until next week, keep punching, my friend.
Punching. Bye.
Bye-bye.